Hey guys, Donat here. Welcome to patch 1.0.4 and the first part of my new Gold Auction House series. In this one and the next upcoming videos we will be discussing all the changes regarding the auction house, how you can still make money, how you can optimize your selling and buying, and also giving you exact and up-to-date recipes if you want to make some money flipping items. Now I'm really enjoying the new patch, I think it's amazing, but it definitely did bring some major changes to the auction house, and not everything works which used to work before. Something you should definitely consider is that the economy is, in parts, a bit upside down for the moment, and there are major changes going on these days. A lot of the items are nowhere near their original value because now there are better versions out there, or because simply the auction house works on a different method now. I, for example, had a pretty bulletproof system how to make gold on the auction house which was pretty much based on gold fine helms with sockets. In the past 2 weeks I made about 30 million gold only by spending a few minutes on the auction house daily by buying unsocketed helms with at least 14% gold find, socketing it and then selling it to the public. Unfortunately with the new patch things have changed before I could share this with you, and now the strategy just simply doesn't work anymore. Nevertheless, it's still possible to make some money on the auction house, and the main reason for this series is to show you how exactly to do that. But enough of my ramblings, let's see exactly what did change, and let's have a look at the do's and don'ts you should consider. Probably one of the most important changes is that the auction house does not take into consideration anymore the values of the socketed gems. Although this actually helps us a lot by finding those really good items, at the same time we really have to make some changes to our selling methods. First and foremost, socketing gems in your items that you want to sell is completely a waste of time and money. Don't do it. As the values of your gems will not be taken into consideration, you are much better off by selling the gems separately. This causes two major changes. First of all, the value of sockets is probably greater than ever before, and also we can expect an inflation on higher quality gems. Now it's also important to mention that there is one important exception to this rule. This is socketing a red gem in your weapon socket. This will still increase the DPS of your weapon, improving your search results. Now it might be actually a really good idea to socket red gems as from now on instead of the green ones you might be used to because of the critical hit damage, because of this advantage. More advanced players will of course realize this trick, however you are definitely improving your chances to sell to the public. Another big and welcome change is that you can now cancel all your auctions at any given time unless there is a bid on it. Now this function is very important these days and you should use it to the maximum. The reason behind it is that the economy is a bit unstable for the moment, at least for some type of items. Now this comes actually from many factors. First of all, the new search functions which lets you search for 6 stats or affixes instead of the previous 3. The fact that a lot of the items have devalued a lot. This is especially true for socketed items, which used to rely a lot on the gems socketed into them. For example, helms with Go Find and Magic Find, and in general, items with lots of sockets. A lot of people who previously stocked up on some of the items had to realize that all of their stash is now complete garbage and are now trying desperately to get rid of them. This factor, together with the fact that there are now a lot of players returning into the game or just starting up, causes the prices to fall rapidly in some instances. As an example, let's have a quick look here on some helms with a socket and 25% gold find on them. Now yesterday, all of these helms were 2 million and up. As you can see, right now the prices have almost halved. So just to recap, a lot of people trying to get rid of their gear, and the big numbers that are playing the game and entering new loot into the system causes the prices to drop quite a lot. Now this also means that once you list an item, you can get undercut quite quickly, and this actually happens quite often these days. So for the moment, I would suggest to leave your auctions active maximum for 12 hours, half a day. And this is a very maximum. I really wouldn't mind if you just doing a recheck every 5 or 6 hours, if you have the possibility to do so. Another thing that's definitely worth of your attention is that bidding is better now than ever. As you probably know, now you can also list your search results by the amount of time left. Now of course, this will make a lot of people tempted to try to bid on those items and to snipe them. At this stage you can pretty much safely assume that there are quite a few people out there who will try to snipe the item you want to get as well. What I would actually suggest you to do to combat this is to calculate the maximum amount for which you would still make a good deal and enter it when the clock hits 1 minute. This achieves a couple of things. First of all, you are not engaging in a bidding war. If you are outbid, you quite simply let it go, because it's already over the amount that you designated for the item. As you are also bidding quite a bit more usually than the last known bid, you are actually tempting the others to try to snipe the item by only bidding a little bit more. Even if they realize their mistake, usually even their second bid will be cheaper than yours. And best of all, in the end you will get the difference refunded. Now, bidding on an item early is actually an excellent way to follow up how the bid goes for that specific item, because it will be listed in your auction house under the bids. However, I suggest a different strategy if you do this. In this case, I would bid just slightly above the last known bid, and the item will be listed even if you didn't meet the amount required. This is actually to ensure that you are not inflating the item quite early on to a point where it's not interesting for you anymore. I actually got 2 nice items yesterday which were just about to expire, and you can see them here in the completed tab. This is actually also the reason why I have less gold than the 30 that I mentioned before, because I spent 11 million gold on these upgrades, so I can farm X3 with my wizard a bit more comfortably. To finish off this video, let's see what you can do right now to make some money off the auction house. As things are so unstable now, I don't have exact recipes yet, but it's definitely worth to scan the auction house for some underpriced items. Some really good examples are actually here on the completed tab. For example, this helm that I picked up for 7,000 and I was able to resell for over 150,000. Also, these pens were an excellent catch, by buying them with only for $250,000 and making a profit of $1 million off them. This is especially a good time to do this, because a lot of people are trying to get rid of their old items which lost their value and making some mistakes in the process, and probably also there is a large number of inexperienced players in the game right now. Now, I would mention 2 things here. First of all, I will not use the amount of time left search function. This is because people are trying to find out the right price and they are cancelling and relisting the items constantly, so it doesn't give you a clear picture. It's a lot better if you just enter your stats and make the list by the amount of buyout. If something stands out a lot, just quickly buy it and then resell it instantly, as the value of the item might drop considerably by tomorrow. Another thing which you can probably have a look at is to look for items with sockets and look for some nicer gems in them. Some people might go actually by the old habit and socket them with some nicer gems. However, as the prices fall so quickly, they might be forced to sell it under the actual value of the gems themselves. This will be probably a rare and really lucky catch, but I definitely did see a few items out there like that. Alright guys, this was the first part of our new auction house series. If you did like it, please subscribe, because we will be getting back with you shortly with some new and exact recipes that still work. See you later, and happy 1.0.4 to everyone!